Friends, Ian Mitchell here, M3 Show. I'm excited about this one. I got Chris here. You guys know Chris maybe from a couple other videos.
Hello, Ian.
Dude,
Good to
so-
be here with you, sir.
dude, I love it, man. So a reminder, Chris is, I don't know, man. I've been playing music for a long time. He's shared a couple stages with me as we play music for bankers, right?
Yeah,
What's it been like playing music for bankers?
it's been pretty cool, actually. They definitely don't seem to expect the guitars, so they're always a little bit surprised, and it's very cool to see how music has a way of disarming people, and kind of cutting through straight to the heart, so to speak. So it's kind of cool to see people sitting here and checking their watches, and by the end, they seem a lot more open to what you're saying. So
Dude, we'll talk
it's been
about
very cool.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome. Well, Chris is an awesome friend and just such a blessing. And he joined the Pursuit team a little bit. We're going to focus a little bit more on the music, but we're going to start out with a song here. As you remember on the M3 show, we're focusing on the mission, the music, and the media. We're going to talk about scams and crimes of exploitation. Some thoughts that I have, but an important part of my world has been music for the last 30 years, and it used to be Christian music, and I'd be in different church stages and different revival ministries and such, and it's now changed to more singer-songwriter and just living a life of purpose. We're going to start a song called Live Without These Things, and then we'll talk a little bit. This song is, well, it's kind of speaks for itself.
Take this fear, take this money, take it all. I don't want any. Take my doubt, take my pain, take my old worn out name. It's been drugged through the depths. Take all the things I hold on to and all the things I don't want anymore. Take my price, I can't be bought. Take my life at any cost. It's not worth anything. 'Cause I'd rather live without these things than live without you. Take my cars, take my house, take my clothes and my doubts. They slow me down. Take my chains, take my pride, take that long lost love of mine. She distracts me anyway. 'Cause I'd rather live without these things than live without you. 'Cause you are my hope, you are my song, you are my joy all the day long. You are my friends when this world ends. You are my life, you are my life, you are my life. Take my cars, take my house, take my clothes and my doubts. They slow me down. Take my chains, take my pride, take that long lost love of mine. She distracts me anyway. 'Cause I'd rather live without these things than live without you. Oh, I'd rather live without these things than live without you. Last time. I said I'd rather live without these things than live without you.
Dude, I love that song. That song just reminds me, it's like my favorite warm-up song. One, just like it helps get into, I don't know, being able to sing, especially in the morning. But it kind of anchors me. One of the things that I realize in music, especially going from just the Christian music side to like um, the why I do music, it's different when you're leading worship and it's like all focused on the Lord. But when God kind of said, I'm gonna merge your two mountains of like music and this financial crime stuff, that song right there, when I say I'd rather live without these things than live without you, it's can be applied anybody's head. Sometimes I guess they probably think of their girlfriend or their wife, but that's honestly the Lord. And so it's like God's kind of pieced away and stripped away pursuits of money and pursuits of like, I don't know, cars. Like dude, I'm obsessed with sports cars, like all that kind of stuff. As he stripped that away, that's kind of an anchoring song for me. That's why I think I like to, like, before we start playing our warm ups for the
100%.
day, that's
Yeah.
that song was. So dude, okay. So
100% deep to the heart. Yeah.
yeah, man, that's, I think, part of it is like that transition from you travel with a really well-known artist, Don Moen.
Yep.
You're about to go on the road Monday. Where are you going?
Going to Indonesia. And then a quick stop to South Korea and then Indonesia for the show, the concert. And then shortly after, we got a Christmas tour in Canada coming up, like a week after that. So
Don is amazing. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody, you all know Don Moen, but his just worship is unbelievable. And it's like he's got a huge following overseas, like crazy.
very much so. It's pretty wild, actually. Like airport lounges and hotel restaurants. Like these people coming up, talking to him, giving autographs, all this.
I was coming from this is like last year, I think. I was coming from one of my little events with my acoustic guitar, playing for bankers or, I don't know, law enforcement. And I hit the airport and I got off the plane and I ran right into, I don't think you were with them this time, but
No, I wasn't there on that.
yeah. But dude, I ran into our drummer friend, Tim, and I just got to hang out. Yeah, I got to hang out with Don on the team. And I got to see that firsthand. This African guy came up to Don in the airport and was just like, Don Moen. And it was unbelievable to kind of see that interaction. And you get to witness that firsthand overseas, right?
Yeah, it's really cool too because I was talking with Chuck Harris about this, kind of like why it is, and part of it is he's been releasing songs since this probably late 60s, maybe for sure the 70s, but just a lot of his songs have really connected with people's hearts through the years. So now it's kind of like almost a generational thing. It's like there's different generations, these kids growing up listening to their parents listening to Don's records. And in some of these foreign countries too, it's like, Integrity had such a big reach as far as the output of records. You didn't have Spotify and you couldn't just scroll through YouTube, back then. So they had a limited amount of stuff, and a lot of it was Don's songs,
So
leading
Don
worship in churches. And
Don was an artist and he was like the president of Integrity Music or something like that for a while. He ran Integrity and then he went out on the road again.
yeah.
Dude, what's that like? Landing in a country. I mean, give us a country story. Like, this is stuff that blows my mind. When Chris and I go play music, it's for like 100, 200, I don't know, 300 bankers. But you get to go to these shows. I mean, and I don't know, man, just the experience. Chuck would tell me all these stories about getting picked up at the airport and getting shuttled off to, barely making it in for a show and heading right to like the venue. Or like, what's a cool Don story of one of your shows?
Well, all the above. There's a lot of times there's police escorts, and sometimes traffic in other countries is pretty wild. Like one of the last ones, we were in Zambia. There was so much traffic, and we were trying to get from the hotel to the head of police escort. So they basically took us driving down the wrong side of the road with the police escort for a few miles, like pretty fast. So it wasn't just like, it was kind of intense. Yeah, and some of these other countries have like some of the security's pretty strict. They got SWAT teams and
all for like Christian music and it's worship. And like, so you've got some pictures of that you're going to send Bree, just crowds. I mean, I remember seeing some of these pictures of just like numbers that I can't even get my head around. All people gathered to worship and hear Don kind of lead them, right?
Yeah, it's really, really amazing. Actually, it's a really unique position that I'm definitely grateful to experience other countries. And because worship, especially went to, we did a thing in Qatar, and that was pretty wild. I think it was like 10,000 people, and it was, the government had almost shut it down. Actually, come to find out afterwards on our the plane ride over, the government was actually in the process of shutting down the whole thing somehow, yeah, it was miraculous, I guess, in the sense of somehow it ended up going on. We got to do this night of worship in Qatar, but they're obviously a little bit stricter. Like we had to stop our set. It was an outdoor venue, 10,000 people, and the sound check. We had to stop because they were doing the prayers over the whole city, so we had to be respectful of that and kind of stop what we're doing. But yeah,
Dude, the doors that are open is amazing. And so, real quick, just before we get kind of deep and do another song, I'd like to do Living with Heart. It's another one. Your your own personal music journey as a guitarist. Where did it start, and what's that look like?
well, it actually started through the heavy metal band Korn.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of started there. Um, Basically, I came home one day and my older brother, I heard this Korn song. I thought it was like on the radio or something, but it turns out I walk in the room and my older brother had borrowed an electric guitar with in the amplifier and this thing called a distortion pedal. And I walk in the room and he's playing this Korn riff and I was just like amazed. He was like, yeah, you can make it sound like the radio if you push this box, it's just distortion and then it's like the sound of rock. And then from there I was basically hooked. I was like, man, I got to do that. But come to find out, kind of looking back on the bigger picture, like definitely it's been a calling from God. I mean, it's kind of started there, like the interest in it, but God has taken that and redeemed it in every way. And like kind of stirred up gifts that can help, bring his presence and glorify him and open doors that be able to do some of these things of, with Don or just different projects that I never could have done on my own.
Heavy metal, still rock projects. They're still rock.
Oh yeah, still do the heavy metal, the rock for sure. So that has not left, but it's almost like a kind of it's very interesting because it shows God's sense of humor in the sense of like back in the day when I first started playing, it was all metal. Nothing was good. Like if it wasn't heavy, I went, no, that's not good. But now I'm playing with Don, and it's the opposite of that, right? So it's like piano ballad stuff. So, yeah, God's been good to me.
You still find a way to add a little flavor and a little flair in the piano ballads.
Yeah, you get a little, some little.
So again, I started in Christian music as a worship leader. I think I was kind of on staff at 4 churches as a worship leader, and I was a worship pastor a couple of times in Nazarene denominations. But the cool part is I'd lead these revivals in every denomination except for Nazarene. I'd go to Lutheran churches and Presbyterian. And I remember the first time I went into a Pentecostal church. I had never experienced that growing up Catholic, and just seeing what was going on there, I mean, just blew me away. At first, I was like, what's happening? And then I just started loving it. And then I started going to a bunch of Church of Gods and all these other churches in the middle of nowhere. It was amazing. And I just realized how music, again, goes back to transcending. And I could also sense like when there was a heart of worship at the church versus go there and it's more like, hey, we're bringing you in, just play a couple songs. I remember one person at a church said, we like to hit lunch early, so make sure you're done by 11:30. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of fun. As a worship leader, they brought me in, and it's like, okay, I'll respect that. But it's interesting when you get into, then you go into some places and it's like, they don't want you to stop, and you got to dig out songs and try to remember songs you have, because and there were repeat songs. I mean, you turn one song into a 10-minute song, all that kind of stuff, just because, and that was just such an experience. And so moving out here, I thought that's what I was going to focus on, the Christian music side, working with Chuck and stuff. And honestly, the songs that I've been kind of focused on is while God's in all of it, really focused on inspirational music and trying to get folks to open their aperture and live a little bit of purpose in their life and realizing that can be done at work. And so this song, Living with Heart, is one that we've been closing out this year at all of our events.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of challenging everybody to do what it sounds, live with heart, right?
100%. As a reminder too, I think you also have this kind of point in your presentation, like there's way more good people trying to do the right thing, people trying to help, so it's kind of an encouraging fact of, sometimes, seeing, at least in the world of like fraud and scams, and it's like, it can be pretty discouraging because like that can be all you see. But if you back up a little bit, there's way more people fighting the good fight, so.
Yeah, by my estimation, there's 660,000 people waking up every day fighting fraud and financial crime. That's an army.
Yeah.
So if we can get them to like get involved and realize that they're doing something more meaningful, really meaningful. And it's not just about their mortgage payments and the normal kind of job stuff that we all deal with as human beings, but then they also have the opportunity to do a lot of like global good. That's what we've been kind of doing.
Yeah,
in this little
live with purpose within your day job.
Yeah.
Is part of this, the song too. So.
Yeah. So why don't we get into that? I think you start with a little set the stage here.
I've been all around this country, speaking to people from coast to sea. I've heard stories about heartbreak and theft, and the worst that this world is offering. But in all my travels, all my handshakes and pleasantries, when I sit back and take inventory, I can't help but see the truth all around me. There are good people, a whole lot of them, more than the worst of the worst, doing more than just living. I know it's crazy to hear when we're surrounded by all this fear. Things just don't seem to be making any sense. Makes you wonder where this is all going. There are good people, I've met a whole lot of them, more than the worst of the worst, doing more than just living. Oh, there are good people, I've met a whole lot of them, caring for each other when it's hard, and standing up and living with hearts. So open up your eyes and see what's really happening. Remove this distraction. Open up your eyes and see what's really happening. Remove this distraction. There are good people, I've met a whole lot of them, caring for each other when it's hard, standing up and living with hearts. Yeah, you're living with hearts. I know you're living with hearts. You're standing up and you're living with hearts.
Seeing when I get a chance to sing that last part, when I get to see the eyes connect and just realize, one, it's like leading it like you're living it hard. It's like leading them into that encouragement and that realization after an hour-long presentation talking about all these crimes, extortion and human trafficking and scams, and we're all falling victim, to then ending it to law enforcement and payment people and fraud fighters, like that encouraging message at the end. I love to see that response. It's like a call and a response that's happening within everyone in that song.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it in the countenance too. You see the change.
Dude, you ever thought about being like playing music to bankers? I mean,
No.
I'm sure bankers have been in your audience before, but
I'm sure, but yeah, it's definitely it wasn't on the radar, that's for sure. But I've really enjoyed the journey, man. Being a part of the journey, getting to see that world and hang with you, man.
dude, being able to travel with you, man. I think a couple weeks ago I had to do 2 of them without you. After being spoiled this year on like all the major events, like having you with me, and it just makes such a difference. Um, One, just having a buddy to hang out with, and the logistics of just hanging out in the airport plane, waiting for airplanes, and just breaking bread. But then at the same time, the help it is when we've done some decent ones this year. Some, they were supposed to be big groups, and we show up and there's like 10 people. We were on the one place, I think it was in New Orleans, where it was like a room that could easily fit 250 people. And I don't know, there may be 30 in the room. And so, you reminded me, because I was like, oh man, we were stuck in the way back. We had to walk forever. I remember that one. Like we're carrying our guitars, like this is in their convention center, and it's like not only to get to like the conference was hard, but then we were in like the last possible room at the end of a hallway. You had to kind of walk through this maze of, and I'm like, I don't know who's going to show up. And you reminded me after I was sitting there going, man, I wish more people would have shown up. You were like, in the one that was supposed to was there.
Yeah, it just takes that one person to potentially impact thousands of people, or even if one person gets, set free from just one person there, one person makes a difference and sets one person free, that life is worth it,
Yeah.
or the change. So
It was awesome walking around New Orleans with you, but I think for me, having somebody with me while I'm at these to kind of talk those truths, like, when you're by yourself, you sit there and you process. I might have ended up there, after my alone time of reflecting, but to also just have somebody alongside that kind of in the moment help process those truths. It's unbelievable.
yeah.
Well, dude, thank you for being on this. Thank you for being willing to do this.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's fun.
Many more of these to come. Again, we wanted to share a couple songs. We've got a couple more. A song Alone will be dropping right around when we actually release this. That's a really cool song. One I wasn't planning on recording. I wrote it like 6 years ago, and I'm glad. When I listened to it, I'm like, oh, I'm glad we
Oh wow,
turned out
I
really
didn't
well.
realize you wrote it that long ago.
Dude, yeah, I wrote it that long ago, and I remember showing it to Kim Sandusky, the vocal coach, right? And she said, Ian, this is an Ian song. I don't know that it needs to be released. And it was just one of those that I would just come back to, and I'm like, we're actually going to release it, and I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
Your guitar sounds awesome on it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah.
So people have to stay tuned to
Yeah.
check it out.
And Amber's on that song too, and she sounds amazing. And so Chris and I are trying to figure out, okay, so as we do this music side of M3, what does it look like? Some of it's going to be a whole lot with Chris, and you're going to hear music that we write, and then we're going to make sure Amber's on here and Dran's on here, and just our other music friends. We got to get Tim on here talking about some drums.
Absolutely.
He's a talented carpenter. He's amazing, and so maybe he'll talk about woodworking. I don't know, but we'll just about once a month, we're going to make sure one of these are about music, one sharing my music and with Chris, and then just having cool conversations about that side of my world. Because I think we don't understand. Maybe we actually should record one of these at the studio Songbirds, because a lot of people don't. I mean, what of, like for me, I can't wait. I want to go and like carry your guitar on one of those stages in one of those countries, right? Because there's experiences that you get that I just blows my mind. And just recording a song and being in a studio, a lot of people will never get to experience that. So maybe
That's true. I've never. I mean, I kind of take that for granted. I'm sure way more than I do. But yeah, the whole side of writing, even writing too, like or recording or touring or
so we'll do some behind the scenes of that, because that's just so
yeah, I think
cool.
that'd be very cool.
When I get to sing a song, I've just felt this way from the beginning. When I put those really cushy headphones on and I'm about to do a vocal performance for the record, and everything just closes out. You just putting on some of those headphones, and these isolation headphones, everything closes out, and you hear the mix of all the amazing artists that have been a part of a song, and you sit down and you're about to sing. That intimacy that happens when you lock in, and like, I'm sure it's the same for you when you sit down and you're like, start making the track and you're putting the rhythm section down. It's such a cool experience. So maybe we can try to find a way to weave that in so you all can experience that side of the music too. Thanks.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to make that happen.
We got to figure that one out.
Yeah.
So we'll bring some fun stuff to you. Thanks, Chris, for being here.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Appreciate it, brother.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, peppering in the financial crime, how to protect your home, crazy stories about my life, the music. And we're also going to get into the movie stuff. So appreciate you all. Thank you, Bree, for all your help behind the scenes. And there we go. The first music show of the M3 show. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Take care. So if you enjoyed the M3 show and you want to watch all the new releases, click subscribe. You know how it works. Secondly, if you want to support my nonprofit, the one I established to fight human crimes like child exploitation and human trafficking and scams, click the QR code, scan it, make a donation. That would be hugely appreciated. And if you want to stay updated on all the music, again, I release music regularly. Go and click that link in the description, and we're on every major platform: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You can look up Ian Mitchell. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the support, and I look forward to being with you next time.
I am not done yet.